All right, folks, so I'm going to go ahead and talk about this one, especially on planet Earth when it comes to these human extraterrestrial aliens. Some people that have grew up and talk about they never really been expressive towards things because of the household, the people that took care of them, whatever, or whatever reason, where it might be an uncle, auntie, or a mom and dad or some shit like that. So when it comes to individuals that never really been expressive, it's because, anytime their so-called mom and dad or uncle, auntie might have spoke to them, they always yelled at them or give them a slimy look. And so when this individual gets older, they're not really expressive. They're really closed off from individuals based off the experience that they had in their household, which is true, and it takes place a lot, and especially in the country of the United States, which is like, patriot land, because United States is hardly any indigenous influences as it was back then. It's hardly not even indigenous influences no more. It's more patriot-like, more draconian, narcissistic-like in the United States. So when it comes to people who grew up and they're not really expressive towards things and they kind of be closed off and they kind of be silent, it's because of the household they came from. Where they had like siblings or, a mom and dad or uncle, auntie, or whoever was, taking care of them at the time. Because we all know what it's like, man. We know when it comes especially with spiritual children, these children who is otherworldly, they think about some things that you can't even look up. These people, these spiritual children that grow up, for them to get back to the way they was, to create who they are, to be able to express themselves through the heart chakra, the throat chakra, and all this stuff, they have to fight through all the fucking burdens and pains that their toxic household, their toxic guardians had put them through. So when it comes to spiritual children, otherworldly children that don't fit in this toxic ass matrix, those who never really been expressive, they always been closed off because, their own mom and dad would never talk to them about no spiritual shit. Or their own cousins or whoever never talked to them about nothing spiritual or nothing fun. Nothing elevating. There's no love vibration in the household, right? Nothing's elevating. So that spiritual individual who's a chosen one that grows up, they don't really express themselves. Especially people that they known for a long time, they definitely don't do that. So, and that's not the way to go, because that's where suicide comes from. These are the things that will happen. This is where suicide originated from. Suicide originated from when most of their guardians or their siblings kind of just like shun them away because they're too spiritual. So when you're too spiritual in the matrix, it intimidates the people that's the closest to you, that you've known for a long time. So I mean, I can relate to those that literally finally be able to express themselves through the throat chakra, the heart chakra, which is not talked about in schools, not talked about on TV, not talked about on the internet as much. So when they finally found the way to finally express themselves in more advanced divine ways, like they was originally designed to do, they had to fight through all the fucking traumas that their toxic sociopath, psychopath guardians had put them through. Because imagine if you give your child, right? And I'm making this a direct ass message because I be sick of guardians out there who kind of give their child a toxic ass look and just walk away. Like, why would you do that? That's just gonna make your child be distant away from you and not want to fuck with you no more. Like, seriously. Because I can only imagine if that ever was to happen to me. Like, I'm definitely, and look, I'm not the type that wanted to bring natal charts in and zodiacs and stuff, But my natal chart has Virgo, Scorpio, and Aquarius in it. And yeah, I got Libra cups, which means that I don't got time for the bullshit. If someone give me a slimy ass look or whatever, I'm not fucking with it no more. I'm not fucking with them no more. Not at all. You know what I'm saying? And I'm a chill ass person. So, like, with that being said, when it comes to these children who don't really be expressive in the near future when they grow up, because of the shit that these fucking toxic ass, narcissistic ass guardians that they have, or whoever was in their household, don't even want to talk to them like a real, actual, soulful, intelligent being. Like, say a child did something, but their guardian, their toxic ass guardian, just yell at them. That's not doing nothing. If you fucking whipping them with a belt or a fucking wooden belt, you fucking abuse their ass like a toxic fucking parent that you are. And that's why I have no respect for no fucking toxic ass guardians. They're fucking demons. Like, seriously. If you whoop your fucking child with a fucking belt, a fucking wooden belt, you are toxic as a motherfucker. Like, seriously. You are a toxic ass narcissist. And that's what leads to these children growing up to commit suicide. I swear, if I was in the position where a lot of these spiritual people had told me their stories, and if I was actually there when this stuff was happening, when they had explained to me about how their toxic ass guardians would mistreat them and just yell at them when they did something and don't even talk to them about it so they can make better choices, I would have fucking put an end to their fucking toxic ass guardians. And look, it might not look like a fucking warrior, but I will fucking erase a person. I will erase a fucking narcissist off the spot. You know what I'm saying? I don't condone or tolerate toxic ass guardians who fucking put their fucking spiritual child through fucking bullshit, not even want to have a fucking soulful conversation with them, don't even have a great connection with them. That's bullshit. Like, seriously. And that shit has gone on in the United States for ages and ages. For ages. It's even in all countries too. Even third world, fourth world, fifth world countries. And you mean to tell me, I mean, shit, let that shit happen to me. I mean, shit. Man. Bro, that shit be all the way messed up, son. That shit be all the way messed up. That shit, that like them stories where spiritual, otherworldly, emotionally advanced individuals have to express themselves on the journey that they went through with these toxic ass guardians or whoever was taking care of them, that treated them like nothing, always yelled at them, or just kind of give a subliminal look. Because me, I catch on to subliminal. So if someone look at me a certain way, I catch on that they got hate for me. And I'm like, man, much prosperity to these motherfuckers, because if someone hate on me, shit, just say that. If you got a problem, we can get in the fucking ring and I can just box your ass out. Because I'm good with the martial arts. But seriously, man, like, and this is where suicide comes from. Sometimes homicide, and they take it out on others because their fucking whack ass, narcissistic ass guardians didn't want to talk to them when they was growing up. They didn't want to show them fucking soulful loving because their guardians was fucking toxic as shit, sociopaths and covert ass narcissists. You know, always trying to make shit worse for them. You know what I'm saying? And these toxic ass guardians, they are the descendants of the Draconians, the men in black, the fucking Darrows, these slave owners that fucking false collectively program your fucking matrix to think a certain way, to not have your own way of your original thinking. Those toxic guardians that a lot of these spiritual people have talked about that they had, that they went through when they was growing up. Yeah, those toxic guardians, they are descendants of these slave owners called the Draconians and the fucking Darrows and shit. They don't teach this stuff in no damn school. They don't teach this in no fucking Bibles, whatever the fuck. Why? Because they hid a lot of shit. But for those, man, those out there right now, I'm going to tell you this. If you are currently going through a situation where you might have toxic guardians or whatnot have you, you having toxic ass guardians that don't treat you soulfully at all. What I can tell you, man, just hang in there. Do as much as you can to connect with your spiritual family, you know, because that's the most important thing to do. These toxic guardians that's sent by these slave owners, these narcissistic draconians, it's just to try to keep you away from your spiritual family, your otherworldly family. So me, as your spiritual family out there, even if we are not related by biological sense, I had to make this message for you. So hang in there, man. Hang in there. Get away as possible from these toxic ass guardians that try to make your journey be like hell and don't bring no type of soulful elevation to the shit. You feel me? That's all I gotta say to y'all. Because I'd be damned if someone gave me subliminal looks. I'd be damned if someone just yelled at me. I'd be damned if someone just always trying to put me down. I'll be damned. I'll be damned, and that will be the last of their existence. Trust me on that. Guaranteed. Because I'm a fucking ninja in the angel number multiverses. And also, those angels and ancestors, they don't play about me. Those angels and them soulful, extraterrestrial, celestial ancestors, they don't play about me. And for you toxic ass guardians out there that always treat your fucking child like shit, just know that they're the angels and the fucking extraterrestrial, celestial, and anthropomorphic ancestors. They don't play about their fucking chosen ones. They will fucking put your ass to fucking rest, out of existence. Just like anybody who ever tried to fuck with me the wrong way, it didn't go too well for them because my ancestors don't play about me. The angels don't fucking play about me at all.